Hi, hello and welcome, kings and queens, cuties and beans, back to Final Fantasy XIV Online, a realm reborn. And that took longer than I expected. What news, Ren? So, Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable. But from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you've cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhaps they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. To be praised, Ren, we may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle, and Philia and Eorzea have been busy pursuing the archives of House Forton, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. He's like, I want to leave. At least she comes prepared. Antecedent. You come to us straight from the archives of House Forton. I trust your time there proved fruitful. What did it had? Eorzea and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with the dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Forton. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Aymeric might take issue with her methods. Hello. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. I like how he's actually prioritizing their safety. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Aymeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. Mindedness? Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, nay, a different era, and scriptures tell us only so much. Would that it told us more. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcoming trait at the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mogulmog XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul's god. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Manvilia. They have both in abundance. Oh, what's this? Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another aetherite somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of this second aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport, as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. Yeah. While Manvilia looks into our aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly, despite our numbers. Kurthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Okay. Good. I knew you would understand. You, Hase, can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Okay. There you are, Ren. Commander Levior instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Uldar, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But, to the matter at hand, Nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Danathan Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. The hunt? Do we really have to call it a hunt? That feels really dehumanizing. Hello? Oh, those balls. My ankle's on fire. Caught my boot on a rock and something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead through Danathan Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Yeah. Let us go. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, there's a big boy. This way. Oh, okay, here we go. First prince. The tracks lead southeast. Okay. Oh, that's a big boy. Is that a mark? Yeah. Oh, there's a brave. Did you get separated? That's not good. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast in Eorzea. I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Oh, that's a stupid idea. When they split up, you need to stop and recoup and rejoin everybody. That's just dumb. Alright, summon my bird. Alright, let's go. Yup. Hell yeah. You good? Why did you go off alone? How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife to the gut for his troubles. Where are the bodies then? I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? I can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Alright. I don't like him. Just, I don't know. The way he words things gives me bad vibes. Bad vibes. It's probably a dumb way to say that, but that's the way I can word it right now. Hey, what's up? What are you guys doing out here? I'm through with listening to your excuses. We'd leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Well, stay with him, then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. Oh, shit. There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yugiri! Yet your lands have a thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. none but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Oh. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Ran. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Ugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills. Skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Ugiri, and one which I will gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Ren, let us wait inside for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. He's interrogating right now. I guess that's fair. Alright, let's go inside. Oh, I love that you can mount up while moving now. Captain Ilberd seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Finished that. Ooh. There he is. What you got? Captain Ilberd, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that man could tell us not that we did not already know Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquire their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You'll recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant Stoll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all the shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included these originating from House Forton. He knew the precise route that caravan would take, and he sold that information to the merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowing Aiden and Embetton heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least, but what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider, then, that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the Ancient is among Raubon's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flame's establishment? It is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Uldar's was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldar's military is made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rabon faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained a small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed. Given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier then than now, The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nel Vandanis' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raubon with an army. It is but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-rank in flames. Any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Ere long? Why did I do it so hard? Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, I have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in the like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Ren, as the realm's stoutest champion. It is only meet that you are present for the discussion. Oh, the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. I can do what I want. There's nothing active I need to fight. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart. But until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofka's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Okay. Alright, let's go. Well, if it isn't Slayer of Ramu, come to see me in the flesh. How fortunate that you should happen by. I was, in fact, on the verge of sending a runner to track you down. We've had some troubling news from the Sylphs of Little Solis. It appears that the Lord of Levin walks the Twelveswood yet again. From what I understand of the Elder Seedseer's explanation, your last encounter with the Primal was a relatively peaceful affair. There was a battle, aye, but one for which Ramu did not begrudge your victory. Why then is he returned to the forest? Tis you, Sergeant Sylvius, whom fate has chosen to uncover the answer to the question. It seems that Phrixio, the Sylph Elder, would discuss the matter with you personally. Speak first with Delexia in Little Solis, and she will announce your arrival to their leader. I would also consider it a favor if you could pass along aught you learned to the Scions. As I understand it, Archon Uriange is a keen scholar in the field of all matters primal. Pray, make your final report to him. Okay. What do you have? Is it just the Sylph thing you have? Yes, okay. I don't want to grab that just yet. And then, can I... What do I need? Okay. Okay, so I need 8,000 seals. Do I have any stuff I can give? Alright, promotion. Yes. Chief Serpent Sergeant. In the sight of the elementals, I hereby confer upon you rank of Chief Serpent Sergeant. I am pleased to inform you that as of this moment, you are eligible to undertake a wider range of company lives. Go forth and do that which brings peace to the Twelveswood and honor to our name. Hehe. But yeah. Alright. In order to receive the next promotion, not only must you complete a trial, but you are also required to complete rank 2 in the Grand Company objectives of your hunting log. Alas, it would seem you have yet to meet the commander's satisfaction. Okay, yeah. So, H. Okay, so I did those. And then we have to talk to Huelo? Yes. Sergeant Sylvius, ever the shining example to your fellow serpents. Time and again you have risen to the call. Today I would give you the opportunity to add to your growing list of accomplishments. In return for battle chocobos provided to us, the Holy Seas has petitioned our aid in purging the cavern known as the Aurum Vale of its most foul inhabitants. A contract from Ishgard, so Williamus will apprise you of the particulars of the mission upon your arrival. Okay. So I will do that after this. Let's go to the Conjurer's Guild now. My thanks for coming, Ren. When you're ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. Okay. Hello. The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes. How many are here? Oh.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Okay.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Oh,
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
that's a look.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Damn. Oh, there was a smile for half a second. That's not good.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if.
Yeah.
They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all.
That's not good.
I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it.
I hardly doubt that.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop
Yeah.
hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Lominsons, for instance. Though Admiral Mervib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. In likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take the pillars of Uldan society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is besides the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke of the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Kurthis, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Alright. She said outside the Adder's Nest. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Oh no, is it her? That's Raubon's right hand. Oh shit. We can do a tank next. Listen well. The spy we've been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Aline Royer, Raubon's second in command. Royer? Whatever. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Raubon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed it was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. It was no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Roy was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? Oh. But these revelations are second to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Roy's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is duty to the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Raubon attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, She should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania. Yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. And that is a little weird. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Roy's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her unless she betrays her true purpose. Until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Scion? Sure? No, I'm just gonna let a traitor get away. It's fine. You have my thanks. Let us go then. Take care not to alert our quarry. Because this isn't awkward at all. Let us go. Oh, shit. Roy's headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate with me, Scion. Alright. Sure she's not going to the airship landing? So Roy's entered the Carline Canopy, meeting with someone perchance. Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. When a mine is stationed there, she may have seen something. F for me is a name. I shall remain here in case Roy appears. Okay. Don't see them up here. Teeny meeny. I don't... Where did they go? Friend Sylvius, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Okay, did she go out that back door that I just walked by? Did she go out here? That's a weird thing to say. Such an odd thing to say. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntui tonic? Cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait. That necklace. You were Shinobi Adoma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. How did she get to the pier? She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud, but rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Make the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Roy would have disappeared without a trace. But how? I don't understand. I don't need that. Let's get that one. Our aunt leads to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Ray's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. He'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Pier. This way, my friends. Oh, I love you, Geary. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorn Hut. If Roy is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garlean Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Ray would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with their Imperial contact directly. Yet, as well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through disguise. It is for the reason, I believe, she has chosen the Black Shroud for a clandestine meeting. The Elezen are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorn Hut and catch Roy in the act. Alright, let's go. Let's go. My people report that our quarry has departed for the bramble patch. The ivy returns to the Norals whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. All right. Just beyond, Roy is in a conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. Oh, hello. What you doing? Flame Marshal Aline Roy, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. That's not gonna work. Damnation. Don't do anything stupid. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garmed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do not think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. She's still thinking. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. She's too calm. What was that look? I don't like the look she just gave him. Even a warrior of Eorzea's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Ren? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You do not need to waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. One day, I will. I'm gonna do all the classes. Mark my word. Alright, let's go unlock the next Ramuh. Ramuh. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum.
Walking One is here. Has Walking One heard of Lord Ramuh's return? Then this one does not need to explain. Walking One should wait here while this one fetches Elder One.
Walking One is most welcome in these one's home. The gentle sighs of winds and trees and brooks told these ones of Walking One's peaceful words with Lord Ramuh. These ones also heard that Thunderous One challenged Walking One to battle. This one is certain that Lord Ramuh was pleased with Walking One's strength.
And such strength Walking One has. Arrow shooting ones often tell grand tales of Walking One, and these ones are glad to call Walking One friend.
But this one must warn Walking One. Touched ones have summoned Lord Ramuh once more, and this time with an offering of many, many more crystals. This one does not think Thunderous One means to bring judgment to Gridania. After all, Lord Ramuh made a special promise to Walking One. It is the intentions of Touched Ones that concerns this one. Touched Ones yet act in fear and in hate. Even should Lord Ramuh ignore Touched One's destructive wishes, his presence alone drains the land of ether. It is not just Gridania, but the entire realm that Thunderous One threatens. Life will seep from the soil, crops will wither and die. Then though Lord Ramuh will it otherwise, Walking Ones will go to war over what remains. This one begs brave and courageous one to fight again. Touched ones must understand that summoning Thunderous One is futile. The Thunderous One respects the strength of Walking One. Yeah. Oh my god, so cute. Thank you. This one knew Walking One would do the right thing. Walking One knows how to visit the striking tree, touch the aetherite found in the domain of Touched Ones, and Walking One will soon be face to beard with Lord Ramuh. These ones will listen to the forest voices for news of Walking One's victory. Striking Tree Extreme. Alright. Awesome. Yes. And join. Oh, I love people. Do we talk to him this time, or is it just opening? Oh, I love the music. Rumble? Hello? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Oh, I love people. On my left. Ooh, oh, wrong button. Give me that. Ah, I can't open it in here. That's fine. Let's go. Is there a quest afterward? Or not quest, cutscene. Okay. So... Alright. That is where we'll end it for today. As always, thank you to everyone that came and hung out. I truly hope you had fun. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you want to see me play next.